Boo.
Hello.
Right, so welcome back to Adventure 82 and Fort Regent Part 2. So we were looking at up there before where the bridge was, and we looked all the way along the top section here. What we're going to go do now is we're going to go and work our way along the bottom section here, and we'll have a close look at where the rides and things used to be, and then work our way back inside. How we get back inside from down here now, I don't have a clue. If this was the 1980s, there was about 5 different exits. I bet you there isn't now. So let's have a look. So, firstly, you can see these little squares in the ground. That's where there's more small rides for the toddlers. And this is like just a closer look for you briefly of what I was telling you. The last one was the racetrack. When this is dry, you can still see the outline of the track. So if you're ever down here and it's dry and you walk down this end, do have a look. But otherwise, we're going to work our way down this way. Whether I can get all the way through or not, I'm thinking now, because we saw that children's toddler group on the way along here. I don't know if we can work our way all the way back down on the outside. We may get stuck. We'll have to see. We may be able to go. I think we can go straight through. Yeah, we can get straight through. Right, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to turn the camera off for a minute whilst we go past the play group, because obviously, like I mentioned in the previous one, children that aren't yours and YouTube don't mix for obvious reasons. So I'm...
Before we start though, do you remember there was a basketball court here?
I'm sorry, what?
There was a basketball court. That's what that outline is. Basketball court.
I don't remember. I see. I've forgotten something. What? Anybody else remember a basketball court?
Basketball and football. It was brilliant.
I don't remember this.
No, that's what this is.
Okay. Right. Well, let us get past the kids, and then we'll continue filming. Right. So, as I've just found out, the area that used to be Quasar is in fact what's now the children's play area and toddler group. This door here, this is the one that took you to the cable cars, and you can see it's firmly shut. In fact, looks like that they actually took the original door off its hinges because they left it shut so long it wouldn't move. Oh, states of Jersey, when will you learn? Right, if there is a way into there, I'll let you know. Otherwise, yeah. Because obviously I can't condone going somewhere where it says no admittance. And although there's no trespass law in Jersey, it's just naughty. So,
Naughty?
I don't know if you remember, but here, where this rather ugly cream building with a really rusty shutter is, this used to be, do you remember there used to be a thing with it used to be like a little racetrack with like RC cars, you would steer them from a steering wheel?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what was here. And then the water one then must have been the one that was next door.
The clown one was next door.
Yeah, see, I got them mixed up.
Like clowns, it was absolutely terrifying.
Oh, I didn't see, I wasn't scared of clowns.
Yeah, I don't like clowns.
Yeah, Erica thinks clowns are scary. Ooh, now this platform, this is the one platform, I can't remember what it was. I remember everything else, but I can't remember what that one was. It clearly wasn't a massive ride. This clearly didn't mean all that much to me, because otherwise I would have remembered it. Yeah, I don't remember what that one was. If somebody remembers what this ride was here opposite the Dodgems, do let us know in the comments, because that's the one I have forgotten. I really don't remember what that was. It is. Right, see, this is the other door that used to take you through into the garden. And you can see that one's firmly shut too. Another one that by the time they decide to let anybody in, will need to have its hinges. What the flub is that? Look, they've gone so far as to bolt metal to the bottom of the door. States of Jersey. If you want to know why the fort is going to cost you so much to repair, it's because of rubbish like that. You should actually be ashamed of what you do to this island. I'm sorry, but you should. Right. Back to the more cheerful notes of what's happening. So, well, cheerful notes of history. See, they really don't want you in there.
No, you can't get to the flower garden.
See, this was the other entrance. And this is... It's padlocked. But that was the other entrance into the flower garden. You need, don't you? You need the lock-picking lawyer.
Or a hammer.
Where's your finesse? Right. So this was the building we looked at the roof of. And the last one I told you had a miniature version of bowling in it. Had a cash thing, didn't it? Where you could swap your money, your notes for coins. And what else have you said?
Glass blowing.
Glass blowing.
You could watch it, and then they would make you a little piece, and it was brilliant. And they let you like have a little go as well.
See, I don't remember this. Hang on. There was glass blowing.
Glass blowing, and they let you have a little go, and then you could actually watch it be made.
Does anybody else remember them having glass blowing?
And there were shelves that you could buy little bits if you didn't have time to stay and watch.
Sounds interesting. Sounds like something I would have done. I don't remember
Really
this.
good. It was really good.
You sound very impressed, I have to say.
Very impressed. I like the art.
Right. So, if you remember the glass blowing, do let me know. I don't remember that. I never did glass blowing. Maybe my mum thought it was too dangerous. My mum was a rather cautious lady. So, right. So this was the waltzer, which is now just a little climbing area, which also you can't use because, as you see, it says here, this play equipment is closed for maintenance and repair. Because just like the rest of the fort, they don't want you bloody using it. What it actually is that you can't get to it because all the doors over there are locked. The main door for getting down here, which is that white one over there, is locked. That staircase goes to God knows where. And there's now a driving barricade on here, so it's obviously regularly driven down. I noticed there was a gardener up there actually just before when we were doing the golf course. They're gardening it now. They don't let anybody into this section of the fort, but they're maintaining the gardens. Yeah, so this is a close-up of the area where they used to have the Wild West themed shooting thing with the targets. I always was told that was rigged.
They're all rigged. Of course they are.
Right, so this was the swinging boat, which Erica was always terrified of, so she never used it. That was the main entrance in and out.
And see there? That's where the little prison was.
Right, now maybe you want to say it so people can hear you.
Oh, sorry. There.
Yes. You aim it where you want to put it. Yeah.
That's where the little prison was. It was only tiny, like literally 4 foot by 3 foot. And you could stand behind and have your picture taken, and there were little bars down with wanted above the door.
Right. I've just noticed as you're explaining that we're being watched by that camera there. So now we're both on camera. How's that feel? Right. See this area here behind this concrete wall, that was the ghost train. Which is, you can clearly tell where they were on the floorings. Yeah, but that just takes you up to the rampart again. So, And then you've got more of the cannons here.
Oh, they've still got the thing for the zip line, look. The little slope.
They don't give you the zip line, but they leave you the footing. Right, okay. Right, so yeah, we've got the cannons here. That's what's left of that. And then this one.
There was a playground here.
Wasn't that further along in the middle though, with the sand?
No, that was the boat.
No, the boat was there. Over there. That was not the boat. That was something else.
No, that was definitely the boat.
So what was that? Was it? Oh, so was that the boat?
That was the boat.
So is this the boat? And then this one over here, was that weird thing that looked like a white spaceship with black windscreen that used to wobble and jangle you about everywhere?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
All right.
Didn't like it at all.
See, we're sussing it as we go along, you know. It's a long time to remember ago. Erica, it was Mother's Day a couple of days back now, wasn't it? Right. Erica got an interesting card from Blaze, because Blaze bought a Mother's Day card, but the Mother's Day card said the 1990s were 30 years ago. I'm just going to let that sink in. What?
I was not pleased.
Did you like your card though?
I was not pleased. I like my card very much, but I was not pleased. I'm going to get you one from the 80s. That's 40 years ago.
Yeah, but it was still better, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Fort Regent was here.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's better. Right, so it turns out if we want to get out, we're going to have to climb that big white staircase over there. Or we can try and be nosy at the Eastern Garrison, but that is actually used by the Sea Cadets, and I don't know if we'll be allowed to look. We can try. Right, I'm going to go over there, see if there's anybody there. Find if we can have a nose. If we can have a nose, we'll have a quick look. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so for all intents and purposes, there doesn't seem to be anybody about. But they seem to have issues with people dumping stuff because they've got a sign there. This is just a massive room full of rubbish. Why would you have that? I've not been down this area before. So you can see this used to be a car park for public. It was then used as a car park for the Sea Cadets. I don't know if the Sea Cadets are still here.
Well, they said something, I vaguely remember, because they were down in the other bit.
Yeah.
And there was asbestos in the ceiling or something, so they were kicked out.
See what I mean? That's speaking of asbestos, Erica mentioning asbestos, you may remember, or most people will remember anyway, loyal who've been watching the channel for a while, the St Saviour's Hospital video. They've now come out with a new plan for the hospital, the main hospital, and St Saviour's Hospital is going to be the psychological ward again, which is quite nice. But I'm just going to have a look down here because I'm nosy, and let's be honest, part of like looking back at the history of things is being nosy. This is why I'm good at it. But you can see here, look, that's the entrance to Eastern Garrison. This section here, this is where the people who were staying at the time for seasonal workers would have been. There's like rooms, bathrooms and stuff in there. It's like a very basic apartment, almost like a bedsit really. That was another entrance into the main section of the fort. That's not allowed to be used anymore either. And then I'm not sure what's over here. So I can't walk through these gates, I've been told, because I'm a pedestrian. But you can see there, that's the rest of the Eastern Garrison. There's not really, I guess if you're a pedestrian, I'm going to go through here. Any way in, unless it's through there maybe. I may go through there actually and have a look. Should we have a look? What do you reckon? I think we should. Well, no, that's it. Well, there's a bit there where you've got some stairs. So we might have a look at that side too. Well, look now. Right, come on in. Let's go have a look at this other bit we haven't seen before. Right, so this is new. This wasn't here even when I had the kids. They've got adult and toddler parking now. No. when we did have toddlers, they didn't have it. Right, so again, these are the steps up to the eastern section. I don't know how much of it we'll see from up here, but this was all decked out for the seasonal workers. You can see there used to be a sliding door there once upon a time. That's long gone. And there's another section there. It's all very boarded up. You can see when it was done up, because you can go see that even though it's got the same dates on it as the ones inside, that actually says ER for the Queen. So we'll go back up the top. We'll work our way back into the fort, and then we'll finish off inside. But there's a little bit more inside to look at first, so let's do that.
Missing the T.
Right, so we're back inside. If I give this camera to Erica, you'll be able to see me. See, back inside. There's a sliding door there. It's the 5th one we found. It's the only one that opens. Because the way there, where they've put, we regret this route is closed. I don't regret it's closed, let's be honest with ourselves. It's all been closed off. It's a big, massive gym for boxing or wrestling or something like that. It's got rings in it. I think it might be both, because one of the rings has 4 lots of ropes, and the other one has 3, which is what a wrestling ring has. I think it might be both. So I think it might be where Channel Island Wrestling practices well. And because they've got their weight training and stuff equipment in there, it's not a through route anymore. You have to go round hills, up dales, and then, I don't know, maybe across the Yorkshire Moors too to get there. Anyway, we're going to go down these stairs now, and we'll have a look at what's downstairs. This is what's been bothering Erica the most, doing the downstairs bit. So if I can get down here without killing myself, because these are small stairs and I have fat feet, this may go better. Well, it may not. Again, you can see here another reference to General Don. See, the Don Theatre. Very important man, General Don. When he first came over, he took a look at Jersey's road system, which was basically, back when General Don first came over here, Jersey's road system was basically, if you built a house, it was up to you to build the road from the house to the roads that were currently there. And that's basically how it was. So the roads were higgledy-piggledy and everywhere, and that's kind of why still even now the roads don't make sense. But what he did was he made Jersey a proper laid out road system that actually connected properly. And that's one of the major things he did for the island, apart from others on a military basis, but on a island-wide basis, that's predominantly what he's most well known for.
I vaguely remember there being a Punch and Judy show in there.
I remember something about Punch and Judy too, I have to be honest. Yes. But I wasn't a Punch and Judy fan.
No, me neither, but now and again, just to have a look. See.
What I'm more concerned about is, as we saw in the one of the Austria videos, the fortress, the Salzburg fortress. Yeah. You don't like marionettes.
No, I don't.
Punch and Judy are marionettes. Yeah. So why the hell were you watching Punch and Judy?
I was much smaller then. They didn't bother me as much. Now I've seen like creepy films and stuff, you know.
Oh, you watched too many horror films?
Yeah.
This was apparently your Uncle Kevin's fault, am I correct?
Oh, yes.
Right. So, if I pinch the camera off of Erica, what we're going to do, we're going to go down here. Do you know the only thing I remember down here for? I think it was one of the doors down that way. There was the snooker tables. And I used to play snooker. Right, you know, this is interesting. This leads me on to the bit of history I didn't tell you in the last one. When the fort was first built, obviously the military were concerned about, well, what if you're held up inside the fort, you can't get out? So they had their own internal water supply, which was a well. And the well was connected to a pump house. Now, this pump house was originally, it looks like we're coming to a dead end. Anyway, this pump house was originally manually powered, so the soldiers would have to manually pump the water themselves, and that would be how. Well, they've still got toilets. That's something. And that would be how they. Yeah, that's no entry. That would be how they got their water. Because obviously this built in 1806. There wasn't any kind of other way to get the water up at the time. So what we're going to go this way. So what we did next, what they did in the late 1800s when it was still being used by the military, is they upgraded it, and the manual pumps were replaced with steam pumps. Gas steam pumps, so powered by gas essentially. But yeah, anyway. So what is it you want to tell me about here? What is it? Yeah, so we've got more kids down here. I'm going to have to stop filming again for a mo. And we'll show you something I think is quite cool. And I'll probably bring back memories for quite a few different people. I left it till the end on purpose. Because I felt that it was best left for then. So yeah, for the meantime, we'll stop filming. Children, don't get shot. Right, so again, there were private rooms, but a lot of these rooms had like little shops and things in for tourists because it was tourist based. And you can see now they've all been boarded, like blanked out, and they're labelled room C, room A, room B, and so on.
You know what there was always here?
What was there always here?
Karate.
Yeah, they always did. Right, so at this point of the clip, for some reason, the sound decided to cut out. What I'm pointing out to you at the moment here is the fact that we're heading down to the bit that I mentioned to you would be interesting to everyone else. And I was mentioning the dance studio, and that I made a slight joke that they were getting jiggy with it in there. Anyway. What me and Erica were taking you down to look at here, which we've just about got to now, is the I kind of call it like a wall of fame of who's who. It's all old posters, as you can see, of people who'd performed at Fort Regent over the years. Erica remembered quite a few of these people. Some of them we hadn't heard of. But it was pretty cool to look through. I mean, you can see here, look, there's a couple there of Jimmy Carr. One of those was signed, actually. Jesus Christ Superstar's there. It's also at the other end as well at one point. She must have had the original and then a redo of it. A very young-looking Michael Ball there. At this point, I'm letting you know that asking if anybody remembers him in the Eurovision Song Contest when he came second. I'm pointing out that my sister Hayley actually bought his album, his record, his single, One Step at a Time. There you go, look, very 90s there with Lily Savage again. There's quite a few of these posters. I mean, it really is quite a walk back through time. I mean, I can't remember the last time I saw Paul Ross there. And you got Jethro Tull. So there's quite a few of these people. Adam Ant, now see, that was 2008, so I'd imagine it's just him on his own. It wasn't Adam and the Ants. We all know the story with Adam and the Ants. Man didn't fare so well after he lost all his fame. Spirit of the Dance you saw just there before, that was I think a spin-off of Riverdance, Erica was saying. And Erica was also commenting how she would rather Alvin Stardust hadn't been over. I quite like the man. Erica can't stand Alvin Stardust music. Especially his song My Cuckoo for some reason. She has a deep loathing of such a thing. As you can see here, however, we have more ballet. I don't understand how they did the ice skating ones on these, though, because there's quite a few here that are ice skating. I don't understand how they did the ice skating over here unless they set up an indoor ice rink. There's Tom O'Connor, for people who remember Tom O'Connor being around. And of course, you've got the Bjorn Again thing. That was quite big wherever it was. A lot of people went to see that. Even in the UK, I believe it was very large. And you've got Jasper Carrot up there. And his friend there who was going to find fame with the British Empire. And Red Dwarf. Jasper Carrot, interestingly, I also mentioned whilst I was recording this the first time, got himself in bother at a chippy down at the bottom of Pier Road when he went and got some food there, and he tried to be clever, and he said to the fish and chip man that he didn't understand why nobody in Jersey could make decent fish and chips. He said, "You would have thought with us being surrounded by fish we'd know how to cook it by now." And the fish and chip man did not at all find this funny. And he actually threw him out the fish and chip shop and barred him from ever going back in again. So I've been told by quite a few people, so I'm guessing it's true that I've had more than one person tell me about that story with Jasper Carrot. This is the bit where I was actually telling you originally what was going on. But yeah, only Jasper Carrot could get himself barred from a fish and chip shop in Jersey. I'm not sure that's something anybody else has actually managed to achieve before. So yeah, this is quite an interesting section. We did have some other ones here that aren't on here. I mean, I remember going down with my mum. I think I mentioned earlier on in the video actually. And we saw Jerry and the Pacemakers. They were there. The Searches were there the same night. It was a 60s thing. There was them, there was the Searches, and there was someone else. I can't remember the life of me who it was. You'll see a 60s one here as we near the end. We'll get to the Hollies, which a lot of people who are into the 60s music or even were alive throughout the 60s will remember the Hollies. And I think they went into the 70s as well, actually, if I'm not mistaken. And then one of their songs was actually re-released in the 80s as well. So, yeah, see, you got there the Antiques Roadshow as well. So a lot of these things that happened back then when they had all these shows and various other things that happened in Fort Regent, which is what it became very well known for amongst tourists and locals, found very much its demise within the 90s. I mean, you've got a very young Ronnie O'Sullivan there as well, and even younger Jimmy White. So, yeah, I mean, even snooker, that's insane. We had boxing. There was a wrestling thing there at once as well during the 80s. I remember, was it early 90s? It wasn't actual wrestlers, but they were all dressed up. They were all pretending to be wrestlers from what was then the WWF, you know, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, British Bulldog, that kind of thing. And then once we finished showing you this, which I believe we're near the end of showing you this wall now, we then went on to show you the pictures of the dome and the history of the actual fort itself. But we're nearing the end of the screen section of this now, the shows, if you like. Sleeping Beauty was one of the earlier ones. They're kind of mixed. It was the case originally that it was like the most recent were at one end, and then the earlier ones were at the other end. So you kind of had a kind of chronological order, sort of. Looking at it this time for you, it was a bit more mixed than that. Not that it makes an awful lot of difference because it's just memories, you know, so they don't have to be in date order. Nobody remembers memories in date order. Right, so as we go through here, we're now about to have a look at these pictures. Now, I'm actually quite thankful for this bit because as I was explaining to you about these pictures, some other people exiting the fort, and the problem with that is that it's quite echoey in that hallway, and they actually drowned me out, so I had to stop and then restart, which is why in the next clip you'll see I'll make a comment about there's nothing like chatty old ladies to drown you out in an echoey corridor. However, that said, the pictures you'll be looking at here, you can see them there. They're showing you what it looked like when it was a coal store, and then you're seeing the roof as in its various stages of erection. Nothing like a group of chatty old ladies in an echoey area to drain you out. Right, so this is the site of what is now owned by the is being used by the Sea Cadets. That eastern garrison we couldn't get into. As you can see, before it was done up, it was in a state of disrepair because the coal area just weren't using it, so a lot of it was just left. This is all the inside as well. See, they had to clear it out quite extensively, especially the indoor sections. A lot of the railings and things were replaced. This is how they used to use it back in the day as well, because if you can look very closely there in that part of the picture, you can see it's also where they used to dump a lot of rubbish until it had been taken away. A lot of people also used to dump their old cars up here, I've been told. I don't know how true that is, I wasn't alive back then. And if you look at this, you can see 1965 there, that's the entrance that we were looking at. So that there, yeah? If we go over here, that there is the original view before the roof. And if we go over here, because you could see the clock there, that's the same view there now. That's that wall over there in the background. So if I zoom in, that's the same wall that you were seeing in that old picture. So that is more or less the complete history of, well, a brief complete history of the fort. I shall hand the camera back to Erica.
The only other thing that used to be here, apart from the snooker tables, is a sciencey bit over there.
Right, okay. I don't remember a sciencey bit. Erica says there used to be a sciencey bit. If you remember a sciencey bit here, let me know. But until then, my battery's dying. I'll see you in the next video. I'm not sure what that will be. But until then, I hope you have a lovely, lovely week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. I'm off that way. Yes, food. Now we can go for probably coffee.